I think post-2012 is all about how we look to the meditation work of the past, the personal growth work of the past. Take the best of the past and utilize the breakthroughs that we've had, the breakthroughs that we have today, and build on those breakthroughs. For me, all of my work is about alchemy and integration. And the more we work with that concept, the more we can change our frequency, the more we can change our frequency from low frequency as well. So we're moving out of those difficult, tricky areas of self that keep us in those constant pain cycles. I've spent many years researching and really looking at how to work with people, how to deliver the best kind of breakthroughs to people, how we significantly change our energy levels so that we can not only facilitate ourselves, but actually facilitate those we love and those we work with as well. This is really important because we have to move from our own pain cycle agenda in order for us to be the best people that we can be for those around us as well. This is hugely, hugely relevant at this time. As you all know, now we have to get our own internal frequency correct in order to be able to contribute. I think this is really, really important at this time too. You all agree this, yes? That we get the frequency, the internal frequency absolutely correct. We create our lives, we redesign our emotions, we redesign the way we think, the way we expect to create reality. This also then takes us into a liberation, a freedom of self, which then takes us into those very interesting new paradigms of healing, much more spontaneous, much more accelerated transformational work, which will not take you through decades of personal growth, transformation work that ties you into those pain cycles. I think it's really, really important that we really start to unlock and be incredibly free at this time. Yes? Now, in order to do this, you've got two elements that you've got to work with. And for me, it's about working with, of course, acceleration. But you have to know how to go slow at the same time. So you work with both principles. This is really important as we lock back into the divine feminine principles as well. And I think, as you all agree, the global mirror is mirroring back exactly what we need to be, and that is we need to be peace. So it's triggering all the time the stories that we need to awaken within ourselves. And we have to move beyond the personal healing agenda of conflict. And then that takes us into being able to very much move into being able to contribute in a peaceful way, which will aid the planetary change and will aid humanity healing as well. So if you want to play with bending time, accelerating your own transformation processes, then you need to hit that high frequency, which is going to allow you to play in and out of time. This is really, really important. So you're joining the dots within the context of the way you bridge into new realities of self. Now, sorry, when I work really, really fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with very much the whole of self. It's about really looking at how we use processing, awareness to really account for oneself, whole of one's life, who you are now at this moment, and that gives you a foundation. When you have that foundation, then we can start really elevating, activating much higher frequency. It's then that you start to really move into these accelerated future versions of self, future journeys of self. And these are the areas that I'm really interested in, really anchoring into, catching hold of, pulling back into yourself. So once you cross that bridge, it's about really bringing that energy back into yourself, integrating it, because there's no point in having the dream if you're going to drop that dream and not really integrate it and make it part of your day-to-day reality. This is hugely important. Often, I think at this time, some of the symptoms post-2012 are not having enough energy, not having enough time, not having enough space. Okay? Now, this is very, very much based in consciousness, in frequency. If we change our consciousness, if we change into high frequency, then you can manipulate time, you can bend time, you can create the space, You're moving away from your own internal conflict. You're moving away from your own internal distractions, which will also at the same time allow you to manage any modern day life distractions that you may be experiencing. In my work, there are no buts. It's about you really taking responsibility for who you are. And this is very much the ingredient. It's very much the cornerstone of what the new consciousness is all about. It's all about letting go of the word but. There's no buts in this game. It's just not appropriate any longer. Do you agree? Yes, really down to earth, really in life. It's so important because this is where the party is. This is what you've chosen to do. This is where your destiny is. This is where the game plan is. So it begins and starts with you, and this is really important. I think often as well, what we need to do is we need to really embrace the meditation experiences that we have. We need to gobble up every experience, all of the great energy that you have in a meditation, in a self-reflection and dream work. And you need to remember where you need to place it. In order for you to create an upgrade within yourself, the energy has to be consumed within self first. You have to anchor it in self first. This is really important because I want to bring you to life. I want to make you feel delightful. I want to make you feel magnificent. And changing your frequency is going to allow you to really sparkle. And I think that's a very important element of the work as well, that you really do anchor the new frequencies, the new consciousness. Yes! Yes! Because I want to see major change in the world. I want to work with new paradigms of healing so that we can take the kind of scientific understanding of the impact that, say, intention has, or awareness has, or consciousness has. My work's all about taking what can be considered as esoteric work. What happens if we take the psychic ability, and what happens if we apply it totally empowered, totally in high frequency, if we apply it to our day-to-day lives? Now, this shapes you up very nicely energetically. It will also help you to gain deeper insights of self and life. It will also take you into deeper relationships as well, so you're entering into the rich fabric of living itself. If you want your life to change, to transform, to be blindingly interesting and fascinating and loving, then all of the work must be completed within first. Yeah? It's so key. So, my interest area is ancient Egypt, and I work as a modern alchemist. I don't necessarily prescribe to needing to work with the forgotten ancient traditions, because I think it's more relevant to access as many people as I possibly can, just in terms of the way that we can work with techniques in an incredibly simple way. It is frequency that allows you to be initiated into the next stage, okay? Doesn't necessarily have to be about ritual and making the ritual incredibly complex. It's about you gaining entry to next levels of self, new versions of self, by changing your frequency. But first, you need to deal with what you need to change within self. So it's really important that we get quality of life, quality of energy right, so that we can create now in what are the new paradigms, because we have a short window here. I promise, short windows, because many people are waking up and they're feeling it urgently. The world is mirroring this back, that we must take care of consciousness. We must wake up. We must think fast, but we must think fast for ourselves, feel fast for ourselves first. It's hugely important. So we have to look at the techniques, the approaches of the past decades, and we have to take the best of the past decades, and we have to let go of belief systems that slow us down, even within the context of the wonderful beautiful New Age and human potential field that we're part of today. It's very, very important. I'm going to connect you with some of the energies that I do work with in Egypt, and the work I do in Egypt is all about planetary change, really getting the upgrade, getting people into purpose and into destiny, and knowing that we do have a choice because we actually chose this time to be amazing avatars. Yes? Yeah. You know, and so many people are kind of sitting on that grey line going, am I going to make it? Well, yes, if you choose to do so. Yes? Because the choice has to be made. That's very definite. It's no, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to make it. Because you won't make it if you're coming in from a fear-based perspective. But I think it's in a really, really exciting time. I've been waiting for this since I was a little girl. It's really, really time that we enter into these magical realities and really tap into human potential in a massively different way. You know, what can our lives be? Amazing. Yes? I'm going to do a very, very quick exercise for you guys. I could really work with you all day, actually. Take a couple of deep breaths. Now, for me, Egypt holds a key in terms of truth. It holds a key to the changing times we are experiencing. It holds the key to our light and our potential. I'd like you for a moment, again, it's about pushing your feet into the floor. We're going to open that door that really allows you to experience an incredible version of self. This is the brightest, lightest, positive, most awake version of self you can possibly experience in a meditation. And in order to really help us to activate that, we're also going to download Archangel Uriel as well. The fire starter, the alchemist. Get the upgrade. Feel your base just like a pyramid. So the base, the baseline, the base energy centers are super activated. This will make you super strong so that you can withstand the changes that are taking place at this time. So you get that big upgrade through the energy centers. So you have this big stabilizing effect through your whole field, and you'll feel it physically as well. Okay, Uriel. Get the download so you experience, download, upgrade, changing your frequency. So let's gain entry to what the new changes are, and let's move into really accelerating and catapulting right into it. Be your own catalyst, remember this. And take a breath and open your eyes. Perfect! Love you. I could really work with you all day, actually. Take a cup.